kickboxing kind, but the trained to kill kind. Anyway, the last time I was in a physical fight with anybody was in rehab. And the opponent was someone that I did not feel it was fair to strike. And unless she struck me first, I was not going to restrain her. She had turned 19 while she was in rehab. I was not going to fight her. But she picked on me, instigated the entire time we were in there together. It was my second round in residential because something went wrong when I went to the step down, so I went back to the first step, which is residential. Anyway, the second time I went to residential there, it was like 20 plus days, and the entire 20 plus days, she tormented me, just tormented me. It was unrelenting, and it got worse the longer it went on, and the nicer I was to her. It just, nothing I did made it better. Ignoring it didn't work, and the one time I finally stood up for myself verbally, and did something mocking her behavior in reply to her saying really nasty shit to me. And so it pissed her off, and the next day there was my last day there. So she instigated a fight, and she got physical with me. So I put up a defensive position. Like I said, I'm not going to strike her. And she said, "What are you doing?" and imitated the defense stance I was using. And she said, "You can't hit me like that." And then, only after she mocked me for a defense stance, did she realize I was in defensive stance. And she started yelling at me to hit her. And that's when I realized it was all along. It wasn't that she truly looked down on me. It was that it was me she had picked to instigate a fight with, hoping I would hurt her. Because I was, so big, and I was female, and therefore, I was roughly the same age as her, compared to, the 50-year-old women there. She wasn't going to fight. I was the only option she had to fight. I probably ruined her day by not fighting her. But yeah, I put my fists up in a defensive stance to block my ears, so she couldn't slapbox me on the ear and make me go deaf, and so that if she tried to do an uppercut to the chin, I could block that. If she tried to punch me, I could, slap her hand away. And unfortunately, because she had never truly learned how to fight, she didn't know what it was. And therefore, I was right in choosing not to fight her. Hilariously, this is the same defense stance I use when I get startled too badly. If I don't take my anxiety meds for 2 weeks straight, and if I miss too many doses for long enough, 2 weeks after I miss the doses, if I am in a car as a passenger and any little thing goes wrong, I put my fists up to block my ears, as if that's going to stop a car. By the way, when I say I mocked her behavior, the behavior in particular I was mocking was the administration saw the beef between us that was so one-sided and thought, surely if Ronry explains himself, it'll solve this. So they pulled her into an office with me. Like, paraded us both into an office for everybody to see. Like, that was going to make it better. Oh, Lord, they should have just taken us separately and surprised her so she couldn't prepare. But anyway, they let her speak first. Good strategy. And then it got to my turn to speak, and I started talking, and she waited for me to get halfway through until the important part, and she started going at the top of her voice. And so I walked out, and I flipped her off intentionally. And ever after that, she told everybody I was faking my Tourette's because I had flipped her off intentionally. That's okay. We all know that's not how it works. People with Tourette's who flip off people unintentionally can also voluntarily do so. But semantics. Anyway, the reason I mocked her was I had been avoiding her. And me and the other ladies were doing karaoke night because it was my last night there. And so she marched into the arcade room where we were doing karaoke. And she started playing pool or something like that while mocking me and anybody who supported me. And so when she was talking, I started going, and that apparently really pissed her off because we heard her for the rest of the night downstairs.